Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
And good evening. Welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tanner Holbrook.
And I'm Bree Isom. Thanks for joining us. Mike Pence made a stop on Capitol Hill this morning to meet with House Republican leadership. The GOP vice presidential nominee and the group met with reporters after a closed-door meeting. In the session, he told lawmakers he's gotten to know Donald Trump. In turn, Pence gave personal stories of Trump to those House GOP members who don't know the presidential nominee. Pence says the Republican ticket has momentum and fully expects to get large numbers of women voters in November's election.
Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton will return to the campaign trail on Thursday. Videos captured Clinton stumbling into the arms of her Secret Service on Sunday at Ground Zero during 9/11. Only after a video surfaced, it was announced that the candidate had a case of pneumonia, and this late release piles onto a campaign already scrambling to repair damage from Saturday, when Clinton called Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump's followers deplorable at a time when Trump is reportedly closing in.
President Barack Obama made his first solo campaign appearance of the year today. In support of Hillary Clinton, the president was in Philadelphia, encouraging his diverse array of backers to put Clinton in the White House.
The bottom line is that we cannot afford suddenly to treat this like a reality show. We can't afford to act as if there's some equivalence here. To be president, you have to do your homework, and you have to know what you're talking about. And you've got to apply steady judgment even when things don't go your way. And you've got to make the tough calls even when they're not popular.
President Obama is one of the many White House Democrats hitting the campaign trail for Clinton this week, who is at home getting over pneumonia. First Lady Michelle Obama and Vice President Joe Biden will also rally voters this week on Clinton's behalf. Clinton, meanwhile, is scheduled to return to the campaign trail Thursday when she appears at the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute dinner.
Indiana saw another side of the race for the White House today. Libertarian presidential candidate Gary Johnson visited Purdue University this evening. He spoke at the forum put on by University President Mitch Daniels, and during his visit, Johnson spoke on the conflict in Syria, college prices, and vaccinations. In speaking with reporters, Johnson also spoke on his health as well as the requirements to be put on the main debate stage. Johnson said he would be the fittest president, bar none. The Libertarian is currently polling at 13% in national polls, and he needs 15% to participate in debates with Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump.
The Ball State Republicans say the GOP has a big challenge this upcoming election day. Both Hillary Clinton and Libertarian Gary Johnson stand in the way of Donald Trump's presidency. Johnson reached out to the Indiana voters after speaking at Purdue University tonight. The chairman of Ball State Republicans, Anthony Cook, acknowledges that Trump has had to improve his public image in order to compete.
Trump has very much evolved himself and structured himself into a very respectable politician. He's definitely improved in many aspects as far as his speaking abilities go, his positions. I think he's really evolved himself into a very good candidate.
Cook also says he is remaining optimistic.
A Muncie man found dead yesterday morning on the southeast side has been identified. 75-year-old Larry D. Reed was found in his home in the Middletown Gardens public housing complex. Delaware County Coroner Scott Hahn attempted to contact family members of the victim but was unsuccessful. Reed's cause of death is still unknown. However, Hahn says the department is, quote, doing what we need to be doing to investigate the homicide. The chief advises anyone with information or the slaying or Reed's recent activities should call the Muncie Police Department's Investigation Division at 765-747-4867 or Crime Stoppers at 765-286-4050.
After 4 months of investigation, a Newcastle man is behind bars. 35-year-old Casey Boykin was arrested Thursday night on multiple drug charges. Boykin faces counts of dealing a narcotic drug, a controlled substance, methamphetamine, as well as maintaining a common nuisance and possession of paraphernalia. 3 of those charges carry maximum sentences of 16 years in prison. 4 others were also arrested during Thursday's bust. Among those were 40-year-old Andrew Abbott, 22-year-old Brandy Drew, 43-year-old Larry Dale Johnson, and 18-year-old Brianna Boudry. Boykin will appear in court for a separate incident on October 8th. A trial date for his latest charges is set for December 12th.
Indianapolis is fast on its way to breaking last year's record of 144 criminal homicides. The death of 30-year-old Muhammad Dakouli last week marks 100 criminal homicides in the city so far this year. Dakouli was found in an alley in the 1400 block of East New York Street late last Thursday. He was taken to Echinesi Hospital, where he later died of a gunshot wound. The city has recorded 101 criminal homicides by the end of September 2015, and police are looking for leads and anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 262-TIPS. And you know, the weather this weekend, it's going to be a little rainy.
I hope it can hold off for the football game.
Yeah.
But Nathan, can you tell us more?
Yeah, guys, we are in for a great forecast over the next coming days, but this morning was a different story. You look at these morning lows this morning, 56 degrees here in Muncie, 58 in Indianapolis, 54 in Kokomo. You had to break out that light jacket this morning. Regional temperatures all across our region still remaining in the mid-70s at the top of this hour. Coming up, we're going to talk about the next chance of some precipitation to the forecast, those sunny skies, and when the fall temperatures will return.
Coming up, find out where you can find a hotel close to Ball State's campus for family weekend.
Also coming up, a Muncie school administrator is set to retire.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Many local Muncie hotels are preparing for one of the busiest weekends of the year. The Ball State University Hotel is no exception as they ready themselves for Family Weekend.
With Ball State's annual Family Weekend just days away, preparation is underway at the University Hotel, located inside the Student Center for the busy weekend ahead. Nada Hughes, hotel desk coordinator, says that Family Weekend is one of the busiest weekends of the year for the 25-bedroom establishment.
It is one of the biggest, in addition to homecoming, which is also very big, and commencement weekends are big too.
Although the demand is high for hotel rooms in Muncie, Hughes says that the rates remain the same, making it possible for families to find an affordable and comfortable stay.
One of the ones that do not do that for the big weekends, it may be something we go to in the future, but as of right now, we stay the same.
However, families need to plan months in advance to score a room.
I like to tell people that call and inquire about it to start watching the athletic website, because we don't even know when Family Weekend is until the football schedule comes out. And this year I think it was the end of February, so we were booked by probably the first week or two of March.
In
For more information on Family Weekend, go to visitmuncie.org or the Family Weekend page on Ball State's website.
New on NewsLink, Ball State has made the cut. According to U.S. News and Report, the university ranks as the 176th best college in the country. 14 other Indiana universities are included on the list. Most notably, Notre Dame was ranked 15th, Purdue was ranked 60th, and Indiana came in at 86th. Student results like graduation and retention were some of the biggest categories for ranking. In a separate ranking, Taylor University was ranked as the best school in the Midwest. And Rose-Hamilton Institute of Technology leads the way for schools not offering doctorate degrees for the 18th straight year.
Well, a top Muncie Community School administrator is set to retire at the end of this month. Muncie Community School District's Kathy Ray will be retiring this month after 34 years, and Ray is currently the Director of Human Resources. She was previously a classroom school teacher at Longfellow Elementary for 15 years, and she also served as assistant principal at Southview Elementary and principal at Garfield and Westview. In a statement today, Ray said, quote, "There is no greater accomplishment than to be part of a child's academic, social, and economic growth, and to see the proud parents of these successful students." The school board is expected to approve Ray's request.
Students looking to impress potential employers will have their chance tomorrow. The Ball State Cardinal Career Fair will be held at Worthen Arena tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Students should bring their resume and wear professional attire. Assistant Director of Key Careers Dean Branson encourages students to attend with a positive mind and strong handshake. You can download Career Fair app to see what to expect at the semester's job fair, as well as the map of the venue.
And happening today, Apple users who were quick to download its latest iOS 10 software were subject to a major bug that left devices temporarily useless. Not long after the company rolled out its new mobile operating system, some users complained it bricked their iPhones and iPads. Bricking refers to an issue that blocks access to your phone with a blank screen. Users who experienced a failed update were required to plug devices into computers and connect to iTunes to restore the system.
A 6-year-old boy is recovering from second-degree burns after a Samsung Galaxy 7 burst into flames. Authorities say the boy was watching videos on his grandmother's smartphone when it exploded. Here's more.
Samsung Galaxy Note 7 burst in flames Saturday night as 6-year-old Kadeem was watching videos on his grandmother's smartphone. This is a photo of him from 2012.
He was playing with the phone, because he always have the phone, playing with it, and the phone start catching a fire with him.
Kadeem's grandfather, John Lewis, describes how terrified his grandson was as the Samsung phone exploded.
They threw it on the ground and he ran outside. The cops came, the fire truck came, because the alarm inside went off.
Kadeem was taken to Downstate Medical Center and treated with second-degree burns on his hand. This may be the first injury on the defective phones, but Samsung knows of at least 35 incidents of the lithium-ion batteries exploding. Despite Kadeem's injuries, today he went back to school.
He's pretty all right because he went to school, but he was kind of timid. He don't want to see no phone.
The 5-second rule debunked. Researchers at Rutgers University have concluded that there are many more factors involved. For the study, they recreated 128 food dropping scenarios 20 times each. As it turns out, bacteria can contaminate food almost instantly upon contact with some surfaces, and the amount of time food has with the floor does matter, as more bacteria was found on food that had been on the floor longer. Other factors in contamination include moisture level of the food and the surface it lands on, the study found.
Coming up next, your rain forecast, but maybe as long as you think.
And a drop in temperatures might have you breaking out the jacket earlier than you planned. We'll have your full weather forecast next.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
You know what, Tanner? I really hope the weather stays nice for family weekend this weekend.
You know, I really hope the weather's like it was today. So Nathan, please tell us some good news.
Yeah, we got some great weather in store for us. I first want to start with the time lapse for overlooking McKinley and Riverside over the last 14 hours. Look at how beautiful the conditions were out there today. Beautiful, beautiful weather, especially if you're out for a walk around campus. And it ended up being awesome overall. National temperatures all across our nation. Cooler in the upper Midwest. That's on its way to Indiana in the next couple days. 73 degrees here currently in Muncie. Looking all across the state of Indiana, those same temperatures are all around us and staying the same for this evening. Tonight, expect a low of 64 degrees with mostly clear skies. We will see some clouds build into the area this evening as the next system moves into the area for the daytime tomorrow. Jumping to precision cast, we stop here at 6 a.m. You notice that the clouds begin to move in from western Indiana to our viewing area here, and that's when we're going to throw in that chance to see some rain develop. This is 3 p.m. tomorrow. You notice that the rain showers will begin moving here into the area. And then we look once again, that system continues to push through the area. And then Thursday by midnight, you notice that rainfall is out of the area. Rainfall accumulation overall here in the state of Indiana, not expecting too much, but we will go ahead and throw it into the forecast. Now, if you are battling those fall allergies, you will need to take note tomorrow that there is a mild risk of seeing some allergens in the air. That rain tomorrow will not clear the air of all of them. For your day planner tomorrow, expect those rain chances in the morning, and then we'll even throw them in the afternoon in certain parts around the state. 75 degrees by 3 p.m., then 77 by 6 p.m. And the 7-day forecast looking pretty decent overall if you like these fall-like temperatures. But stopping here is Thursday, our next chance of some precipitation to return back to the forecast with a high of 76. On Friday, a high of 83. That's going to be our warmest day of the next 7 days. And then Saturday, when we're getting into family weekend, we do want to throw that chance of rain into the forecast. It's not going to be a washout, but you will need to bring the umbrella if you're coming up to Ball State to enjoy family weekend with a high of 78 degrees. And then Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we begin to get into the pattern of those fall-like temperatures. Look at the temperature on Monday, 76, Tuesday, high 76. But this is above average for this time of year, and this is something I wanted to bring up when we were talking about this, is that we're above average right now for our high temperatures in the month so far, but we're below average when it comes to talking about our low temperatures, and that's why we talked earlier about bringing that jacket out when you're headed out to classes in the morning, because we're getting into that period where we're going to be warm one part of the day and then chilly at night.
See, typical Indiana weather for you.
Oh yeah, but other than that, family weekend's looking to shape up to be pretty well overall.
Well, that's me too. With with all the families coming, I sure hope that we have some good weather for this weekend.
Oh yeah, 100%.
All right, Nathan, thank you. Ball State's football's home opener is just days away, and find out what the defense is focusing on to try and bounce back from a tough loss.
And it was a big night for Muncie High School volleyball. We have your highlights coming up next.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Good evening, I'm Megan McGremis with your sports update. Well, Ball State football is just a few days away from their home opener against Eastern Kentucky. The Cardinals are looking to bounce back from their first loss of the season, a setback that took place at IU on Saturday. The Cardinals returned to the practice field earlier on this afternoon after taking yesterday off. The team turned the ball over 3 times in the first half in Saturday's loss against the Hoosiers, putting themselves in a 20-0 hole. While those turnovers certainly hurt Ball State's chances at a third straight win in Bloomington, the defense isn't letting the offense take all the blame. Senior linebacker Aaron Taylor told us earlier today that the defense needs to play better in moving forward.
Defensively, whenever you give up 30 points, regardless of the circumstances, you feel like you kind of let your team down, at some point. So, we're just focusing on, creating turnovers, having better effort in practice. It really starts in practice first. We had a hard week of practice last week. We felt like we were prepared when we went into the game. And, we got to be able to handle situations a little bit better, having teams walk off without any points and not giving up those easy points and big plays like that, 200 yards on 4 plays.
The defense gave up 453 yards of total offense against the Hoosiers, nearly 200 more than they surrendered against Georgia State. Meanwhile, one of Riley Neal's key targets is questionable for this Saturday's game. Corey Lacanaria is nursing a sore shoulder, forcing him to sit out today's practice. Head coach Mike New isn't sure whether or not the team's number 2 receiver will be able to go, but if he says he isn't, it will be the next man up.
Don't really, other than he missed the second half, and I think he's just a day-to-day right now as this week gets ready to get started. So hopefully he'll be in the lineup for us this Saturday. But if for some reason he can't go, then we'll get the next guy up ready to go, and we'll be fine. He had an ankle that he had dealt with from that he tweaked in camp that kind of limited him. So he's over that, and he just kind of tweaked his shoulder, but he's going to be fine. We'll just have to see how quickly he can get back on the practice field as we get ready to game plan.
To volleyball now, where Muncie Central played host to Blackford. Picking things up in the second set, senior Allison Reddick got the kill for Muncie Central. Closing out the second set, Joe Rammel spikes the ball, splitting the defense perfectly. Allison Reddick was instrumental the entire game as she spikes the ball over the Blackford defender. Muncie Central wins in 3 straight sets. More local volleyball tonight as Seton Catholic visits Muncie Burris. Starting off the game strong for Muncie Burris, sophomore Mia Morrison gets the kill over the defender. Picking up in the second set, Morrison scores on the spike to increase the Owls' lead. More from the second, sophomore Mikkel Ivey connects on the spike. Muncie Burris led this match 2-0 after 2 sets. It truly was a great win for Muncie Burris tonight.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah. And going back to the IU game, I'm really sad that they lost, but they did come back in the second half there.
They did. It wasn't a total blowout as it seemed in the first half.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We'll have your entertainment news after this.
You
got a king?
Go fish.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Sarah Stump with your entertainment news. The Village Green Record Store has been coming up with new ways to expose Muncie to music and art. NewsLink Indiana's Alex Kilmer has more.
In Muncie, Village Green Records has seen a rise in the sale of vinyl, old and new, over the last few years. And owner Travis Harvey can understand the rising demand.
I think there's something exciting about collecting it. There's a kind of history to it.
But to many customers, vinyl itself is about much more than just music.
They want something that's real and it has a quality that is a genuine thing that you collect it and you're proud of your collection.
Village Green not only sells music, but also hosts up-and-coming musicians, as well as a recently added gallery to showcase artwork and local music.
And that way they can sell it or it can be seen, by the community at large.
May it be music or art, Village Green is happy to share the soul, one record at a time. In Muncie, Alex Kelmer, NewsLink Indiana.
A multicultural ensemble is set to hit the Emmons stage this weekend.
All right, the Boston-based international group Women of the World is coming to Ball State this Thursday, and the group is made up of 4 women who stem from different cultural backgrounds. The women perform as a cappella quartet who are accompanied by multiple instrumentalists, and the group has performed in over 29 different languages. Performers say that they are constantly searching for new genres to explore. The event takes place in the Pruse Hall this Friday at 7:30 p.m. and you can purchase tickets at the Emmons box office for $5 before the event or $10 at the door. And for many, a glass of wine sounds perfect after a long week, and Minnetrista is giving just that opportunity to Muncie locals this weekend. Anyone 21 and over is invited to park and enjoy their after-hours event, Winos. The event kicks off at 6 p.m. Friday and costs $15 to get an admission, including wine samples from Tune Winery, appetizers from Minnetrista Cater, and live music from local musicians. And for more information, you can visit minnetrista.net. And that's all for your entertainment news, as well as this edition for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.